They're terrible.
Push it there.
Nobody should eat these.
Boxes down.
I'm just gonna get.
All set? Right, we'll call our work session to order.
Thank goodness we don't have.
Is,
Cookie.
we haven't heard from Jackie, right? So anyways, we're good. Anyways, so, any questions about tonight's agenda?
Only four affirmative votes, so
Well,
if you don't have, just so you know, if there's not four affirmative votes. Well,
yeah, we're good now.
I just want you to
Work
know,
session, we're
the
fine.
mayor can't break any ties tonight. Want to make that.
Okay.
I can, it just won't count.
Because it has to be 4 yeses from the.
Got Karen.
No.
I know this account.
So. No questions about tonight?
Yeah, so I'm looking at resolution 7.68 and I'm wondering, could that be the answer to that issue with trying to find out safer crosswalks near schools?
Come on.
Andrew's gotta apologize. He was,
Yeah.
thought he was a child last week. He went to the trampoline house down in
Park with my
Falls.
children and broke a few ribs, so.
Yeah, yeah.
We're working through it. So that grant, yes, so essentially what that grant is to look at 17 different intersections or pathways within the city. It's basically a safety study, and then that safety study can be used to go for future grants to rehab those intersections.
Okay,
So one of those intersections
Is
that we are
that
going to look at is that particular.
very good, very good.
Yep.
I can pass that information.
Can you send us what those intersections are that
Sure.
are gonna be studied?
Yep.
So that
They're gonna be modified a little bit because when the grant application was initially put in, we had some intersections that we wanted to look at, but then we've gone and gotten some other grants to rehab those. In particular, the Cornelia Street project, there was a couple intersections that were put into that project that are now being rehabbed as a portion of the Cornelia Street project. So we're basically gonna take some of those intersections and pick a couple different intersections to do in the city. So we're gonna modify what I'll send you, but I can kind of give you a list of what we're.
Yeah, just, yeah.
Yep,
an idea. Thank
definitely.
you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Let's see.
Is Telling and Hillman new this year for the audit?
I think that's their fourth year.
They're entering into a 5-year agreement, so they're in there for like.
We had entered into a 5-year, but I think this was their fourth year. I sent the current agreement, which is just, here's the annual charge, so 52,500.
Okay.
But I sent you the original agreement too, which showed the 5-year ban.
Okay.
Originally back during.
Okay, I didn't take a look at that, I apologize.
I think it was 53,000 for this year, but since they're not doing the same law, that's 52.5, so drop $500.
Okay.
But if you want to see that 5-year agreement, I can send it to everybody, but you've already received it.
Was it in our board packet?
Yeah,
I think it was in the
I
packet.
think it was in the folder.
Yeah, it was.
So I just didn't print it out.
So yeah, this is their fourth.
Okay.
26 will be the last one, and then we'll have to look at. I do agree. We could send out an RFP, go for the one with. Because nobody wants to do about it now, so we've got. We will.
Oh, yeah. This resolution was very clearly written, and I very clearly did not read it the right way, but thank you very much for clarifying that.
He only fixes the floor. No, that was you guys.
Your electric's off.
So the contract with the farmer's market. So, like, I don't know how to put this, but we charged those guys out here with that little booth $3,000,
That was an
right?
RFP we went out to.
Okay,
That was an RFP that came back.
gotcha.
I
mean, we've had a long-standing agreement with the farmer's market, and this year we did double the rent.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, rent went from $500 to $1,000. The other thing that we have asked them to do is the city owns a porta-john trailer, for lack of a better word, that we provide them use of every season for the last few years. Seems like every year at the end of the season, they stick a bunch of notes on it saying this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. I think one year we put like $2,500. Yeah, worth of work into it. We get nothing in return for it. So essentially, the agreement is going to be, they are going to be footing the bill for porta-john. It's entirely for their use. That trailer is coming back to us. When we get the opportunity to make the fixes to it that need to be done, then we will have it for our own events if we need it. It's great for some things, it's not so great for others, so we kind of have to pick and choose what we're using it for. But it's a city asset that should be used for city events, and it's been sitting down at the farmer's market strictly for their use for, almost 10 years now.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Do they pay for water there and electric on
No.
top of?
They pay for electric. So they charge their vendors. I think it's $15 per vendor who uses electricity. So last year they gave us an extra $150 on top of their $500 rent. That will continue through this new arrangement.
We've got the Marina building, the Marina building too. We had a proposed project at the Marina building and that's fallen through, so.
Yeah.
We are gonna have to do something with the Marina building. We're gonna look at different ways, maybe we get a vendor down there or something. I mean, we have to do something with that building. It can't just keep sitting there. The sewer in it needs some work, so we have to look at. I mean, there's a lot of folks down there at lunchtime. I mean, I don't know. If somebody would be interested in opening something down there, but we have to figure something out with our marina this year too. Last year, we didn't do great.
Is that the
The,
building where Claire and Carl's used to be
yes,
yes,
until
exactly.
2011?
Yeah.
The Great Flood.
Yeah, now we do have the other space that you guys were referencing, the little pod down here. That was being used by the bubble tea. They do not wish to use that again this year, but we did have a hard serve ice cream company contact us who is interested in leasing it. So we are going to put that back out to RFP because we know that we have people who are interested in it. So we'll get that process rolling here next week and see if we can't get somebody leasing that.
They did a great job with it last year too. I
Yeah.
mean, I thought, it was open quite often and I don't know how they did financially, but I think they made the building a lot nicer.
Yeah, I know they just opened up a new place down in
Falls.
Glens Falls, so I think they're gonna focus more on that. And then the other thing is we're also looking to do additional vending space out at the beach this year. So all of that's gotta go out to RFP again, so we're working on, hopefully next week we'll be putting all of these out to RFP.
We're gonna realign some space out there, maybe have a community room out there that people can use for a birthday party or something in the summer. I think would be amazing out there.
So with the marina, are you looking for a vendor that can operate the marina? Or are you looking for vendors like to sell things in that space?
So I think right now.
Need all of the above.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's,
No,
Yeah.
whatever the best deal we can get for the city. I mean.
yeah, because our contract is up with F3
Right.
this year as well, so we need to talk about whether we're going to continue to extend that agreement to F3, or if we want to go outright to somebody else to operate our.
and it didn't go well last year, we don't know their space.
No, I mean, it went well, but there was a lack of people actually too. Marina, I mean, both marinas, I think we're gonna.
The other-
didn't really do well.
Yeah, the other problem you have is when you have the marina next door who's operating your marina, when somebody comes in and wants to slip. They're gonna send them to their own marina because they're taking 100% of the profit instead of splitting the profit with us. So
Times are tight.
Yeah. can't blame them, I do the same thing.
Now going back to the farmer's market, are there any plans for like possibly making some fixes to like where those leaks are or like something with some ventilation or?
No, there has been no discussion about doing any upgrades to the building.
Okay, because they always ask about that
Yep.
every year, so.
Yep. I know once you guys.
We're sitting down with them.
Yeah, so she wants to have a meeting with us once you guys approve all of this. I'm assuming those are probably gonna be discussions she's gonna wanna have. would have hoped we had those discussions prior to you guys signing off on this stuff, but, I'm not sure, they're in a push to get this approved. Because I think their first day is May,
Mother's Day weekend, yeah.
yeah. The beginning of May, so.
And, we did get a lot of grants in. I think they'll give them a little brief.
Yeah, so
snapshot of what
we.
We've done.
We applied for 3 really big grants 2 weeks ago. I did a grant application for the TAP grant, which is the potential roundabout or, you know, looking at that intersection in front of the high school. And then adding sidewalks and crosswalk at Cogan. Cogan in the entrance to the field house. And then bike lanes up through connected to the town of Plattsburgh, just kind of bringing that corridor into the pedestrian and bicycle realm. So that one got submitted. We did an application for congressional money for Elise Stefanik's. They call it earmark money, but we looked at doing the intersection rehab that had been discussed for Cumberland Ave, Margaret Street, and Boynton Avenue and Saley Avenue. We had that weird intersection. We had looked at that a few years ago and had Erdman Anthony had kind of done a rough, you know, couple options. The other thing that we have there is there's we had issues with the water line there. So it was rehabbing the intersection, putting 1,100 feet of new water line in, and then installing the new sidewalk from that intersection down Cumberland Ave to right in front of Councilor Fennett's house right there. So kind of tying all that back in.
What's that hedge back?
Together, yeah. But maybe we could shoot it on the other side of the road and then come back around. So that was the second one. The third one was similar to Stefanik is Gillibrand. She also has some congressional money. We applied for a project in front of
Middle school.
the middle school, basically on Broad Street from Margaret Street to South and North Catherine Street, redoing sewer lines, water lines, storm lines, realigning the exit of the school so it comes right across from Oak Street, and then the potential to put a light at that intersection for pedestrian safety, which all coincides with safe routes to school. So it was Gillibrand's rep thought that it was a real good project to apply for, so we went ahead and put that in. So
And the one on Oak Street, the school that's being. or the
Safe routes to
Safe
school.
routes to school. that's
Safe
gonna
routes to
be-
school, yep, so that one we put back out to bid. Barton and LaJudas were the only ones that bid on that one again, so that one's getting sent to the grant administrator for their review, so we can award that, get that designed, and then get those sidewalks constructed. Yeah, so we're working on that. And then another big thing, Joel and Mike and I have been working on updating some of the lighting at Penfield Park. So Joel has got some IEEP money to essentially replace some of the field lighting at the football field, so we can use it for like night games and
And
stuff.
some walkway lighting.
Yep, and do some walkway lighting, and then Mike has offered his guys to do the trenching for it, so we're all gonna work in collaboration to get that project. So you guys may see a couple of sorry, resolutions for that to come through for signature. We'll have to buy some conduit stuff. So
It's gonna be really small amount, and we'll have, and actually we'll have updated LED lighting.
Yeah.
We could possibly have Powell football on a Friday night at Bailey Avenue. Which would be pretty cool.
When will you hear back on the grants? These other ones go through.
So the congressional grants are gonna take a while because they have to go to Stefanik and Gillibrand's local office. They review them and then decide what projects they want to move forward with. From there, they can kind of tweak the app, work with us to tweak our applications if we're selected before they actually move to the next step and go to the government. And then you're competing with everybody. So it's one of those things. They've actually been pretty successful locally. So this is the first time we've ever put in for money from either one of them. So fingers crossed. The TAP grant, I believe, is supposed to be announced in end of June. So middle to late summer, I believe. For the TAP. So we've got some other small ones out there.
Been busy.
Yep, we'll be applying for the New York Power Up grant for Reeves Lane for the power. The Plays New York grant to try to get the rest of the money for the all-inclusive playground at Penfield. And then there's a couple other ones, small ones that we're looking at soon. Plugging away.
So South Acres is still on. Oh, geez.
Yeah, so right now, we learned a little bit more than. I've been working with Dasney and from.
Yeah.
Dasney keeps asking for additional information for some of these grants, so they'll ask me one question, I'll send them the answer back and assume, hey, you know, I provided you all the information, when is this gonna get approved? So essentially, it's my understanding that what they do is, a lot of municipalities don't work at the speed that I like to work at. Where I would prefer if they just gave me all the questions, I answered all the questions and then gave them all the information. They'll give you one
If
question.
life could only be that way.
Yeah, they give you one question, you answer it. They give you another question, you answer that. So the playground has been complete, the review through DASNY has been completed, it has been sent to the state. What I was told is the state can take between 3 weeks and 6 months to do their review. I'm really hoping it's the 3 weeks because I'd like to get that playground purchased and in before the Parks Come Alive event, which I believe is in September. Bocce ball, they're still getting confused about how our budgets work. And
Who's they?
Dasney. They were getting confused that we're not paying for this out of our operating budget, we're paying for it out of our capital budget. The person reviewing it was, I kind of had to explain it to her. Now she's wondering why we have negative symbols on our budgets, so I've got to explain to her how municipal budgeting works. And
This is the Billy Jones assembly.
but it was weird because I didn't have what it's the same person who's reviewing both the playground and the bocce ball. I didn't have to answer any of these questions for the playground, but I have to answer them all for the bocce ball. It's like, why are we going through this process with bocce ball if we didn't do it for the playground? So I'm not sure.
So another one, the beach. So I see we moved movie night to the beach. One of the movie nights.
One of them, yes.
So,
Yep.
so is the beach gonna be done in the middle of the project? At the end of the project?
No, so the beach, so right now the beach is in what we would call design plan. So construction out at the beach is not gonna happen until probably next year sometime.
Okay, all right.
Even then, the movie night would probably be held in the grass area
Okay.
where the beach is,
It's not gonna affect you.
right, it wouldn't affect.
Only the playground, maybe?
Well, the playground, I
Or the
think is gonna
playground?
go, yeah, the playground, we're looking at putting. Just if you're in the parking lot standing at the building, I think the playground is gonna go to the right hand side of the building. Just because if parents have kids who wanna play on the playground, but also have kids who wanna play in the water, they can kind of keep an eye on both at the same time. Whereas if we tuck the playground away somewhere,
No,
it's gonna.
makes sense.
For convenience wise,
Nice,
being a
yeah.
parent, it's kind of being able to see both things at once makes it easier, so. It makes the most sense to kind of keep it over to that side.
All right, I guess, newsflash, there was just a complaint recently, on the street I live on Adam Street about some trees being cut down. I'm guessing they were ash trees?
Nothing from my end, we didn't cut any trees down, I don't know. Michael had any,
Not an accident, we're be doing archery, but as far as anything, it could be trimming by MLD, yes, all of it.
Okay,
so maybe they trimmed some trees to set the pole.
They said they were cut down completely, like 2 trees at 10 Adams Street, and they thought it was done by the city.
We added 25 hours today,
Okay,
it's one back here.
okay,
Were they private trees or were they city trees?
probably on the city.
And
Parcel.
you know, they very well could be at, you know, they cut today or, you know, we'll have to look.
Right, the other thing is too, is if, so, like, if they're in Joel's right of way. The trees are technically still owned by the homeowner, so the homeowner still has the right to cut the trees down.
Right, yeah.
So it could have been something that was done by a homeowner.
well, the owner of the home is the one that.
That is complaining, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
How long have you been down? You have no idea.
I just got this email, during this meeting, so.
We didn't cut them today, so that's pretty.
We'll get to the bottom.
Yeah.
While we're on the trees, they're not here tonight, but the PR and marketing was so clever
Oh, yeah.
on, I don't know if you guys saw it.
Yeah.
That was unreal. That's the second one that they put out like that, and what a lot of thought
It
to
was
it.
fun.
And
Yeah, so
that was great.
they had talked.
Today's April Fools.
I did, and look,
That was
it's
that.
there, it's right there. I'm
That
looking
was,
at it.
that was the same crew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So they approached me and then we ran it through the mayor. The video that they did for the Ice Jam. Typically, when they put a post up, we're getting across all of our platforms, we're getting about 10,000 views. When they posted that video of the Ice Jam, they got over 70,000 views across our platforms. So what we're seeing is people are more apt to be scrolling through and watching videos than they are to read a post. So they had the idea of, hey, let's kind of do like a series of, ongoing projects that we're working on, or why we're cutting down ash trees, just to kind of inform people who have questions. So you're not getting the random posts, oh, the city's going around cutting down all the trees. Why are we cutting down the trees? So they kind of had some fun with it, did that one. So you'll see they're gonna start doing some more of that, just explaining our random projects that we have going on, so that people can stay informed.
it's genius.
Yeah.
So I
Very-
think,
very
so I
clever.
really think if we continue that pathway, it's awesome.
Yep, I
Yeah.
agree.
It's awesome.
Gotta give credit to the ladies upstairs for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Are the 38 banners here for, what are these for?
Those are for the
the
the veterans.
Okay, the replacement.
Yep, so those are the
they're-
renewals and the new ones.
Are they new ones or both? They're,
So those ones, so we try to do a 2-year cycle with the banners, so we buy them the first year, put them up, if they're good enough to reuse, we use them the second year. Sometimes, depending on the location of them, some of the banners get ripped and we have to replace them. We do charge for those, I think it's a $220 for a new one, and it's $150 for a renewal fee. So the person who is asking for those banners to be put up are paying for them.
oh, I see.
Yep.
Okay.
Is it typically like family members and
Typically, yeah.
or is it? Okay.
Yep.
That's great.
Yeah, 90% of the time it's a family.
They're upstairs. If you ever want to go upstairs and go through them, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we've got piles of them that need to get
How many,
returned.
how many of them,
Yeah, Barb does a good job. She makes certificates up that she has the mayor sign. Basically thanking everybody for their service, and when we return the banners, we return it with the certificate. So we've got some that are sitting up there that people don't ever come and get. But
So
we
they get
give
to
them
keep it.
Yeah, they get to
once-
keep it afterwards. Yep.
Do we, I know we charge for, making it, do we charge for putting it up? Right, no.
We did pay for the second year, it's cheaper because they've already bought the brackets.
Gotcha. Sweet.
Do they get to keep the brackets and all? or
No,
does-
we keep
ours.
Yeah.
A lot of times they renew. Same people, it's pretty, it's an honor. I love seeing the banners around town. We have such a rich military tradition in the city and this area, it's really cool. I wish we'd had more.
I wish we could do more.
Yeah.
And we've got I think we have the original Tomb of the Unknown Soldier over there.
Yeah.
And so that would be awesome to
Well,
do
Jackie's
more.
doing a cleanup over there.
Yeah.
Our historian, Jackie Stewart, is gonna do a cleanup over there on Green and Earth Day. And then she's gonna do one the following weekend, do that. I know she's doing two. I don't mark my words on the second one, but they're both in April.
Will we get to know? Will you let us know?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Great.
Do they have hedges in that looking burn?
If they do, I do know how to get rid of.
He's just the phone call away. Alright. Thanks,
That's
guys.
that's that forgiveness, not permission.
Yeah, exactly.
Oops. Any other conversations up?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up
Okay.
today's events.
He's gonna start speaking French.
So, yep, I'm gonna speak French because the mayor doesn't understand anything technical, but so today we had no phones and we had no internet until about 2 o'clock from sometime last
From
night.
12, approximately
Yeah.
12:30 last night till almost 2 o'clock this afternoon, and then went out again after first light time because they
Yeah.
were still working on the system.
So his first light, but the whole time the hospital was up. I believe the college was up, others were up, and it's because of how we have the networking coming in, okay, versus what the city has. So I think we're gonna maybe find out, even PD didn't have phones. So they had one phone, one cell phone. That's a problem. So I think what we're gonna try to do is talk to First Light about how we can change the networking or the ring so that if that kind of event happens again, we wouldn't be out. It would come back around somehow into another building and then back here. So there was some big hardware failure.
Because everything is routed through this building, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's my take on it. So, you know, and the outage was over on New York,
Kansas Ave.
Kansas, okay.
Kansas, sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
So now, I would propose, instead of using First Light,
Not yet.
you go to Starlink or cellular provider. If a piece of fiber goes down and it's on a pole. Go to a completely separate network, a second. Independent provider, if it's Starlink or Verizon or.
or Westel or something, yeah,
Somebody
yeah, yeah,
wireless.
yes.
wireless Signal to the independent cellular,
something,
something else.
yeah,
A backup.
maybe even a backup to the backup. Because I mean, not communicating with you guys, not communicating with PD, that's a problem for an all-day event, so,
The laptop with cell phone.
yeah.
Through cellular, you put a laptop.
Yeah.
It doesn't answer the phones.
Yeah.
So if we had a cellular. Internet provider that'll instantly go take care of the phone system.
Right.
For $30 a month, but maybe.
Yeah. And it might not necessarily be really expensive. I mean, you know, changing just how we get the fiber to here might resolve it, right? If it comes in that way and that way, we're okay, right? If there's a break over there, we're okay that way.
First, it was down.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter. Hey,
Right.
Hold on, CVPH was up, we're First Light. Oh, yeah, so it's, we have a different ring, we can get to it from a different location. Exactly,
It's the same
So-
with the county too.
yeah, the county was up, right?
Yeah.
So, I think we'll go down that path, I think it will be Andrew, maybe, I don't know. So at least get the ball rolling on preventing this from happening again.
They're supposed to have a redundant set that's totally separate from one that's going down. We experienced the same thing, I don't know, 15 years ago. We're still in a 6 Mill Street building where a prime went down a day and a half because someone was using a post hole digger down by the railroad track somewhere in Keysville, and they wrapped our fiber around the post hole digger, ripped it.
Wow.
Now, they said that to us, well, we do have 3 redundant systems, but the idiocy there is they had them all on the same conduit. They got ripped up by the post hole digger. So
That's planning
there
it.
was no backup.
Right, that's like a ring, so.
But I
right,
think since then, they've
Yeah.
developed different backups, different directions out of the city. So that would be why you guys were still up, because one that failed.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And we have 10 gig going right over the lake too, so there's another way of coming in.
But we have 12 Ethernet, which we've shown.
Yeah.
connections throughout the
Yep.
city.
Yeah.
So we're not a closed loop.
Right, so I think it'll be a sit down with, you know, priorities, right? I mean, you know, this building does have to be up, but PD and MLD. Public Works needs something, right? So I don't know how that's gonna play out, but. I think it's worth the time and effort and a little money.
There was talk about having a fiber link closed loop for all of our locations, but it was $500,000 to.
Yeah, no. Right,
Is that how you were up, was going from Vermont?
we have dark, I don't know how we were up, but we have dark fiber and it comes into 2 locations at the hospital, plus we have. Westelcom on top of that as a backup, right? So, I mean, we got quite a
A
bit.
bunch of them, yeah. Whistlecombe, Twin State.
But I think we have a little bit more money than the city, so it's.
That's a cost, right? I mean, it comes out of cost.
Did like yours.
We could borrow one from the hospital, we'll be all set.
Yeah. Anyway, that's new business, I think, so.
Anything else? Well,